I could have stopped him. I could have stopped him. It's me. It's me. Definitely my fault.
At Pro Box TV on behalf of his fighter, seeking to overturn the result in the ring. From a draw to, of course, a knockout, TKO, or disqualification.
It's on Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Good fight. Good, very competitive fight, which I knew, which I anticipated. I said it.
After Nick allegedly overturned Lamont Roach's draw decision to a loss, Gervonta Davis has gone crazy. He is upset about the outcome and says, "It's definitely my fault. I could have done better." He acknowledges the difficulties, adding, "There was a lot going on. I'll go to the gym and try a little harder."
I could have stopped him. It's me. It's me. Definitely my fault. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Because I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up. And I could have definitely did more. Just a lot going on. But again, it was myself, you know. But you gotta go to the gym and, you know, get back to the drawing board and, you know, train a little harder.
According to Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis told him during the fight that he wouldn't win and that the judges wouldn't award him the victory. Despite the setback, Pooch is determined to keep going, although he recognizes the difficulties of competing against fighters who have significant promotional and financial advantages in the boxing world. Pooch acknowledged that it was a difficult reality to accept that boxing frequently favors those with bigger names and stronger backing. He expressed frustration, acknowledging that the sport operates on influence, or fighters with more on paper usually come out on top regardless of performance.
I know something funny. When we was talking in like the 12th round, I think the 12th or 11th, we was talking shit, right? But he like, "You ain't gonna win." I said, "Why not?" He's talking about, he like, "Nah, ain't gonna give it to you." I said, "Oh, is that right?" So, you know, that's how boxing works. It's sad to say, you know, that's how boxing works. I'm not like totally upset. I figured with a superstar, you won't get too much on paper. But shit, I damn sure thought I had it. Especially when they announced the score for him. I was like, "Oh, they gonna give me a split decision win." I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Oh shit, here it comes." But as soon as I heard that 114, I was just like, "Damn, all right, it's over with." So yeah, man, it's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's okay. We gonna run it back. It's okay.
Fans and commentators continue to debate the result after the contentious draw between Lamont Roach Jr. and Gervonta Davis, with many arguing that Roach deserved the win. The commission acknowledged the controversy and promised an investigation was underway after New York admitted to a review error that affected the 9th round knockdown call.
To override his decisions or knockdowns. Some skeptics have suggested that Willis's call benefited Davis unfairly, but we do not subscribe to that notion. In our long experience judging fights, we see no evidence of favoritism, only a referee prioritizing the physical safety of a fighter who appeared compromised by an eye injury, which I actually get. I understood that statement because, hey, look, Steve Willis he didn't call it a knockdown.
You take a knee like that looks like a knockdown. All right.
So I think it's going to be very difficult for the New York State Athletic Commission to review this and then call it a knockdown. Because here's the thing. The fight could have gone completely differently if Gervonta was told that it was a knockdown officially. Gervonta could have then responded differently because, let the truth be known, Gervonta didn't even know it was the 12th round when it was the 12th round. He thought it was the 8th.
Forgot where he was at. He thought he was still in the 8th round. He thought he still had rounds to go.
12th round. He said, "Damn, it's the 12th? Yeah, it's the 12th and you're down." Tank didn't know what round it was. So if it was brought to his attention by Steve Willis that it was officially a knockdown, the fight could have gone differently, making it very difficult to review this after the fact and overturn it. But the problem is still, though Steve Willis did not call it a knockdown officially, he also didn't call it a slip.
You take a knee like that looks like a knockdown.
He had to pick one or the other. And according to the rules, if it's a slip, the referee has to let it be known that it's a slip.
Tank, in response to criticism, Davis' trainer said that fame comes with haters and that people will always talk. He also underlined that regardless of what Tank does, there will always be opinions, both positive and negative, but they stay focused on training, winning, and disproving skeptics in the ring.
Mistake when it came down to Tank taking that knee, or do you feel like this is something that happens in boxing?
It wasn't illegal, so I ain't gonna say it was a mistake.
That's why I asked you that exact way. Like, do you feel like it was a mistake, or do you feel like no, this is a veteran move? This is stuff that happens in boxing.
It happens in boxing. It happens in boxing. It wasn't illegal. Just run it back. Just run it back. Shit. That's what champions do. Run it back. Carry that shit like men. Run it back.
Let's talking about that running back, the big rematch.
Many onlookers observed that Lamont Roach Jr.'s strategy appeared to mimic Tank Davis's, resulting in a fight in which neither boxer clearly outperformed the other throughout the bout. It was difficult for judges and spectators to determine a clear winner because both fighters used similar strategies, which resulted in a contest that seemed evenly matched and ended in a majority draw.
One of the old adages in boxing, one of which is you got to beat the champ to take the belt. You got to beat the champ to take his belt. It's not okay to fight him to an even fight. It's not okay to have do slightly better than him on some people's opinion. If that man's the champion, you got to go out there and you got to go get that belt. That is what many people say. Now, they're very selective with it. When it's their fighter that is playing great defense and slipping punches and winning fights, they don't mind. But when it is their fighter that is having somebody refusing to fight and kind of standing in a gap and just trying to make it all super technical, man, they get upset. They get upset about it, right? But anyway, you know that rule. So when I heard Gary Russell Jr., one of my favorite fighters, one of my favorite people in boxing, talk about the Gervonta Davis fight, I was like, yeah, man, I think that you're about right on. Because basically what Gary Russell Jr. said is, look, man, Lamont didn't win that fight. Lamont didn't win that fight because Lamont didn't do enough to go get the belt from the champion. And I think he's 100%. And I think that he's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy. Who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no, sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight.
Davis versus Roach bout. Andes pointed out that many people failed to recognize Davis's superiority in the first few rounds. Andes noted that while the fight seemed evenly matched in later rounds, Davis' early performance should have been a decisive factor in deciding the outcome because he set the pace early on, demonstrating his offensive prowess and controlling the ring, while Roach found it difficult to mount a significant offense during these rounds and frequently found himself on the defensive.
Lamont Roach, people looking at it as controversial because of the whole knee. What'd you think of the fight?
It was a great fight. I had it 7-5 Tank, or you can make it the draw. But I feel like Lamont, he did good. He did a great job, actually. And I just don't think he did enough to pull it off. And I feel like people was overlooking what Tank was doing in the first like 5-6 rounds. He was like boxing and frustrating him a little bit. But Lamont, like I said before, Lamont did a great job.
Yeah, some people had it like. Some people had it Tank, some people had it Draw, some people had it Lamont. Do you think Tank gets a lot of criticism for not knocking Lamont out and Lamont not being a big name, so they overblow it?
I think so.
Shakur Stevenson, the featherweight champion, shared his thoughts, speculating that Davis might have underestimated Roach's potential. Stevenson claimed that Roach deserved the win because he saw that Davis occasionally seemed complacent, perhaps as a result of not appreciating Roach's skill level. This underestimation allowed Roach to take advantage of opportunities. Stevenson's remarks emphasize how crucial it is to recognize an opponent's advantages in order to prevent unforeseen difficulties in the ring.
Because I feel as though Tank didn't understand or realize how good Lamont was, so he kind of was sleeping on him, and I felt as though Lamont was catching him when he was unexpected. So he'll throw, and he's not used to certain shit coming back, and when shit started coming back, it kind of like caught him by surprise.
You think he got hurt in the fight?
Hell yeah, for sure. Matter of fact, it was a part of the fight where Tank threw a left hand, he caught Lamont, and Lamont, as he was throwing his left hand, he kind of got hit, but he threw right back. He wobbled Tank, and Tank felt his power.
A review of the fight was started by the New York State Athletic Commission, citing possible technical problems that might have impacted the official decision at a crucial point when Davis took a knee. The referee's ability to make an informed call during the match was hampered by the production team's inability to provide clear footage.
The New York State Athletic Commission is reviewing the controversial whatever. They said they blame on the production team. The blame is on the production team. The knee, all that. They say the New York State Athletic Commission says they are reviewing the controversial no knockdown call in the March 1st matchup between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. Right? They deem technical issues, right? Involving Gervonta Davis taking a knee in the 9th round, blah, 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 blah. A technical issue. So apparently, they had AOL dial-up at the Barclays Centers.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, this story gets crazier and crazier by the minute. And I remember when it transpired, and we were talking about it.
Yep.
And nobody was bringing up the fact, and I think if we were the only people that actually brought up the fact that they actually reviewed it. They actually reviewed it after the round.
Yeah.
And stated that it wasn't a knockdown.
Yeah.
So it started, and maybe there was some misinformation, but that's what it was said. That's what they were told. That's what the commentators were told, that
This incident emphasizes the crucial necessity of accurate and fast video recording in ensuring fair results in boxing contests. Controversy followed among fans and analysts regarding the propriety of Davis's decision to take a knee following a punch from Roach, while some stated that fighters might take a knee to recoup the context. In this instance, Davis's response came shortly after sustaining a punch, prompting many to believe it should have been considered a knockdown. Instead, the referee granted a timeout, causing disagreement over the appropriate application of boxing rules in such cases.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis taking a knee should have not counted as a knockdown. I see a lot of people saying and explaining why him taking a knee shouldn't have counted as a knockdown. It was voluntarily, and at the referee's discretion, he can call for a timeout, etc. The problem with this is that they were in the middle of an exchange, like in the middle of combinations. Lamont Roach threw a punch and then he took the knee. That's the issue here. Now, if there was some space, some distance, and he told the ref, hey, give me a second, and took the knee, that's a little bit more understandable. So the people who are saying that it shouldn't have counted, I just think you're completely wrong. You don't just call a timeout. You don't just take a knee in the middle of an exchange, in the middle of combinations. You just don't do that. And to think that that has no consequences is just kind of ridiculous.
Davis against Roach match, Hackett noticed that neither boxer established dominance, resulting in a fight where both operated on an equal level. This parity led to the majority draw ruling demonstrating the judge's inability to differentiate a superior opponent in the match.
Scored it a draw was because if you understand a fight, somebody has to be beating the person to win. Like, you gotta beat them. This was more like an even thing. It was like, whenever Tank go to the body, Lamont go to the body. Lamont go up top, Tank go up top. If Tank throw a combination, Lamont throw a combination back. If Tank throw a single shot, Lamont throw a single shot back. They was fighting at the same pace. It was kind of like Lamont saying, I could definitely hang with you. But it wasn't like, I'm gonna beat you the fuck up. It wasn't like that. It was more like, man, I can do that too. All right, show me something else. It was like, you know what I'm saying? He was getting it in though. Tank antics is top tier. Talking to the ref, talking to the fighter, talking to the crowd. His antics is top tier because all of that shit buys him time. All of that shit buys him time and get him time to breathe. Lamont was more like watching it. Lamont was the predator in that fight because we seen Tank. We know what Tank can do, but we don't know what Tank can do when he's not the predator. We don't know what that look like. Let's see what that look like. Let's see what that look like when somebody on Tank ass and Tank was trying everything he could. Man. I mean, every tactic, clean or dirty or crafty, he tried it. You know what I mean?
Former undisputed welterweight champion Zab Judah reacted on the fight's outcome, acknowledging the draw, but expressing uncertainty regarding the knee incident. Judah's comments suggested that there might be covert tactics influencing the official results, raising the possibility of unreported influences influencing the decision. His enigmatic remarks have increased conjecture on the openness and honesty of the decision-making procedure in this well-known fight.
I mean, we know a guy like that in a fight of a magnitude like that, with him knowing the rules and regulation and him being as professional as he is, he know way better than to turn and take a knee because he know that's a knockdown. Unless it really was something that was tragic to what, you know, he had classified it to be like.
He said it was burning his eyes.
So we're gonna have to take that. We're gonna have to ride that out. You know, I know Lamont. Everybody not gonna like that. They're gonna say Zab taking sides and all that. Listen, we don't know. We don't know. It wasn't like he got hit on nothing. See, it's the difference if he got hit and rocked and then went down. Then we would hold up. He took it on his own. Hold up. You know what I mean? Like that was. You know what I mean? So you gotta give him that. He didn't do it from off a hit or force or off of force. If force was intended and then it happened, then that'd be different.
Thank you to everyone who saw this video.